Hollywood once controlled everything for nearly a century, as a small group of studios decided which stories were told, who became famous, and how billions of dollars moved through the entertainment industry. And if you wanted success, there was only one path forward. Hollywood decided the rules, the timelines, and the winners. But today, that power is gone, because the most powerful company in entertainment is no longer a movie studio at all. It is Netflix, a company that started by mailing DVDs and quietly transformed into a global machine that reshaped how stories are made, distributed, and consumed, spending more than $82 billion over the last decade, not just to create popular shows, but to buy control over content, studios, and intellectual property. Because Netflix was never trying to win Hollywood's game, it was trying to replace the system entirely. And to understand how that happened, you first have to understand why Hollywood's model began to collapse. For decades, studios followed the same formula: gamble massive budgets on individual films, pour money into marketing, release them into theaters, and hope audiences showed up on opening weekend because success meant profit and failure meant disaster. But over time, this model became fragile as production costs exploded, marketing budgets doubled, actors demanded more, and audiences became harder to impress. While at the same time, people stopped going to theaters as often because convenience replaced tradition, and watching content at home became cheaper, faster, and easier. A shift Hollywood underestimated while Netflix built its entire strategy around it, replacing uncertainty with subscriptions, a model that collects money in advance every single month, whether people watch one episode or 10 hours a day, creating predictable revenue Hollywood never had, allowing Netflix to plan long-term, absorb failures, experiment aggressively, and scale globally. While Hollywood relied on instinct, Netflix relied on calculation. But subscriptions alone were not enough because Netflix needed leverage, and that leverage came from data. Netflix tracks what people watch, when they pause, when they rewind, when they stop, and when they cancel, allowing decisions to be driven by behavior instead of opinions. And once Netflix understood this power, it realized licensing content was still dangerous because contracts expire and competitors can pull shows overnight. So Netflix moved toward ownership, because owning content means permanent control, owning studios means independence, and owning intellectual property means long-term advantage, which is why the $82 billion was spent not on entertainment, but on dominance. While traditional studios stayed trapped between theaters, cable networks, advertisers, and declining audiences, Netflix simplified everything into one platform, one subscription, one algorithm, and one direct relationship with the viewer, giving it speed, scale, and the ability to spread risk across the world. Yet this strategy is not without danger because competition is brutal. Content costs never stop rising, and subscribers can cancel at any time, forcing Netflix to prove its value every single month. Because in the subscription economy, boredom is fatal, attention is the currency, and Netflix spends billions to keep it, revealing the real lesson behind its rise, that modern power belongs to companies that control distribution, data, and customer relationships, not just talent or products. Because Hollywood chased hits while Netflix builds habits, Hollywood relied on stars while Netflix relies on systems. Hollywood thought in weekends while Netflix thinks in lifetimes. And the $82 billion takeover was never about movies or television, but about owning attention, shaping behavior, and quietly deciding what the world watches next before audiences even realize they had a choice.